All right.
Yo, yo. What do you
Welcome to
do?
episode 53. As you can see
53.
from the ticker, unless you are an audio listener, Netflix is the topic. It got shit on today, big time.
Everything did.
Yeah,
What
but
didn't get shit on today?
Netflix was Netflix. That was big time.
Yeah.
Netflix dropped. So from its peak, let's just start from there. From its peak, Netflix is down 70%. Peaked at $700 in November.
Yeah,
Current,
damn.
Currently at $218.
Okay.
Today alone, Netflix dropped 38%.
Just today?
Yes, yes.
From the
But
high or like what it was when it opened?
this is today.
Yeah. I was seeing
That
memes
is,
about it, but I didn't think it was real. Like the
dude,
steep drop off.
bro.
Walk me
Um,
through it. What happened? I've been
so
seeing
I,
memes about it constantly, but I don't know like why.
so they reported earnings yesterday,
Okay.
and Wall Street and Netflix gave guidance before this earnings call that they were gonna gain around 2.5 million subs this quarter, right?
Okay. Damn,
They
that's
ended
a
up
lot.
losing.
Like
They
new
ended up
subs?
losing 200,000.
Mmm.
But a big reason for that is because they, like all of the other businesses just about in the world, got out of Russia. They stopped their Russian business, which took away 700,000. So you take that away, they really gained 500,000, but
Yeah, right.
still way off from the 2.5 million that they forecasted and Wall Street was predicting.
So
So
they
that was
went
big.
from saying they were going to gain
Two and a
2.5
half million.
mil to losing 200 grand. So like
Yes, sir.
a 2.7 mil difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, 700K was due to shutting down operations in Russia. So in reality, it was a gain of 500K, but like I said, still missing expectations by a lot.
Yeah.
And so they said in their earnings call, I listened to the whole thing, that they're getting hit with a lot of competition. Think
Yeah.
about it: Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, HBO Max, Peacock, Paramount Plus, like so many platforms,
And I
right?
feel like others are adapting a little bit to that reason. Like for me personally, I have a package on Hulu where it's a bundle of Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN, whereas
Yeah.
Netflix does nothing like that. I don't believe. Don't
You
quote
want to
me,
know
but I'm
why?
pretty
You want to
sure.
know why Hulu does that?
Because they're
Because
studs.
they're owned by Disney, and Disney owns ESPN
Oh,
too. That's funny you said that
that
because
makes sense.
Courtney and Kyle were over today, and they said the same exact thing. And I was like, well, yeah,
Yeah.
Disney has a huge advantage or Hulu has a huge advantage because they own all that. They own ESPN, they own Hulu, they own all
Dude, I
that.
love Hulu.
A lot of people, Kylie loves Hulu too. She loves it
Yeah.
more than Netflix. And like you said you were seeing a bunch of memes about it on Instagram, right? I was on Twitter today. I not because this really matters, but I wanted to see what people were saying about it. And all over Twitter, people were shitting on Netflix, saying that the content is garbage, that the
Okay.
prices are too high. And I'm like, damn, y'all really feel this way about Netflix? And I was going around, I was asking my family, I was like, if you had to pick one, streaming service, which one would you
Yeah.
pick? And they're all like, I mean, I guess Netflix. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. So
Mm.
what are all you guys like complaining about? It was crazy. I did not realize that many people hated Netflix. They were
Yeah.
calling the content garbage, like the shows suck, and I'm like, what?
I don't hate it. I just don't like it as much as Hulu. But it's
Really?
like nowhere near hate. Like I like Netflix.
And also at the same time, I don't think it has to be one or the other. I would say the
Mm.
majority of people own multiple subscriptions to multiple platforms.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you think about it, so Netflix currently does $30 billion in revenue. Okay.
Okay.
It's currently free cash flow negative, but at $700, it was at like a $400 billion valuation, which sounds
Right.
fucking crazy, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
you're not going to buy it at $700 unless you're insane. Now it seems a little bit more reasonable, right? After the drop from 700, and then after the drop today, it's at or yesterday, it's at $96 billion market cap. Think about
Okay.
that. It went from 400 billion, almost half a trillion, to under 100 billion dollars in market cap. Now it's a
Yeah.
lot more. It's a lot more reasonable now, but I don't expect it going up anytime soon. Usually,
No.
what drops like that, man, it takes a while. Even Facebook fucking, it's stuck in that like sideways trend of not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, Netflix got
That's ridiculous. So it lost 3/4 of its market cap in less than a week. When was the call?
uh the call was 2 days ago, right? Was it?
Oh,
So it lost a third of its market cap in this week, but from its peak, it's been cut. Yeah,
oh, from its peak. Yeah,
75%.
yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That
So
makes
I wrote
sense.
down some notes that the management team said, and apparently, so Netflix. I'll go through the subscriber count for all the places. So Hulu has 45.3 million subs. Disney
Okay.
Plus has 130 million subs. HBO
Damn.
Max is, yeah, I know it's a lot. I've never watched a single thing at Disney Plus,
Mm-mm.
not a
Mm-mm.
single thing. HBO Max has 74 million subs. Apple TV has 25 million subs. Amazon Prime has technically 200 million subs, Amazon Prime Video, but it's only because you get it for free when you subscribe to Amazon Prime.
Oh, so they claim like they have
Yeah,
that many members, but maybe not that many people actually use it.
right. And then Paramount Plus 56 million, and then good old Peacock for 9 million. They should just shut that shit down.
How many did
Uh,
Netflix have?
so Netflix has 220 million subs, by far the most,
Wow.
right? But
I had
listen to
no
this.
clue Hulu was that low. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
Hulu is pretty low. But listen to this. The CEO or the founder, yeah, the CEO, Reed Hastings, said Netflix is predicting that this is great. I don't know if I believe this is true. Over 100 million people are using Netflix via password sharing and not paying for it, which
Yeah,
is an insane number if that's true. That is an insane,
absolutely. Well,
almost half of your entire. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy if
I
that's true, and I
believe it
believe it.
because like my mom has an account and I use it, my brother uses it, my sisters use it, and it's like we all live in different places.
But are you on the account? Like, do you have your own profile on the account?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. You're allowed to have that. But like, for example, if
Oh.
I didn't have Netflix
Hmm.
and you gave me the password for your guys' account, your Netflix account, that would be password sharing.
Couldn't you just make your own thing then?
Well, no, because I think there's a
Make
cap
your own
with how many
profile?
accounts that can be
Oh,
created.
I see.
Like
Okay.
you guys are probably filled up with accounts that are created. So then
Yeah.
if I was like, man, I don't want to fucking pay for Netflix, I was like, Logan,
Just use mine.
let me get y'all's
That makes
Netflix.
sense.
That's what's happening.
I mean,
We
yeah, I
had the
believe it.
we had the Keywigs Netflix downstairs in our living room for the longest time, dude. The longest time. So they're estimating 100 million people are doing that, and they're not getting paid for any of that.
Mm. I'm surprised they haven't changed that. Like
Well,
it's pretty easy to do. Oh,
they're
here we go.
starting to crack down now. They're starting to crack
Okay.
down now. But tell me how it's easy to do, because I was talking to Kyle about it, and he was like, "Dude, it's a lot harder than you think." But tell me.
Like it's obviously hard, but I mean, like you look at Chegg, where you can only be logged in so many places at one time, and if you do, like they ban your account because they know you're trying to share your Chegg account with like multiple people.
I didn't
So
know
they
that.
just, yeah, you can. So every time you try and load something, whether it's a web page or like you're accessing Netflix from like a TV app, you have to send your device information to them so they can know, like, hey, this kid's in Georgia and yet his account is being used
Oh,
in like San
Ohio
Francisco.
or something.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like, okay,
Oh,
well, that's weird. But then if it's like being used in five separate places, then they're like,
it's a bit
okay,
obvious.
yeah, right. Something's going on here.
That makes sense. And obviously, well, the thing is, Netflix, it's always been a thing, right? The password sharing has always been a thing. But
Hmm.
now,
Hmm.
now they're hitting a point where they're, for example, let's just say that, so they have 220 million paid subscribers. Let's just say that
Hmm.
they are correct in their estimate of 100 million people not paying. If that's the case, their penetration in like addressable, their total addressable market, the amount of homes that would even consider to have Netflix, to want Netflix, they're kind of like reaching their limit. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot
Hmm.
of people. Almost
Dude, yeah,
400 million people have. That's a lot of people.
that's more than the U.S. as a country. I'm pretty sure.
That would be if they're right in their 100 million not paying. That would be the entire United States, which is absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Um, so obviously, you know, their revenue is slowing down because of all this competition, right? All these fucking other
Hmm.
platforms. So now they're starting to crack down on the password sharing because they want to get paid at least a little bit for these
Of course, yeah.
customers, right? So this is what I talked to my family about. I was like, guys, this is what they said. They said they're gonna like make it a cheaper version with password sharing or whatever. And this is what I said. I was like, all right, Kyle, let's just think about this. Say you own a Netflix account, and Kyle was like, yes, and Courtney's sisters use it. They don't pay for it, they use it. They pay, let's just say it's 15, I think it's around $15 a month. Netflix keeps raising their prices, dude. I hate it.
Yeah.
So it's about $15 a month for a Netflix account.
Hmm.
Those people, Courtney's sisters, are not paying anything. So this is what I said. What if Netflix came out and as you logged into the platform on your Roku or whatever TV you have, they had a message and it said, "Are you sharing your account with someone else? Yes or no?" You click yes, right? Just listen. You click yes, and it takes you to a screen, and it says if you know in some way communicate with the people you're sharing your password with, we'll lower your bill to $10 a month, and we'll have them pay 5. The people that are sharing it. They're the people that are
Okay.
getting it shared with. Courtney's sisters, for example.
Yeah.
They have to pay 5. They're not paying anything right now. Kyle is paying 15, and
Hmm.
they could lower it to 10. Or Netflix will kick Courtney's sisters off via the whole check thing that
Yeah.
you just said, right?
Right.
So it's either Kyle and Courtney pay Kyle and Courtney. Well, no, Kyle and Courtney either paying 15 or 10, whatever. Kyle and Courtney pay 15. Courtney's sisters get kicked off, and they have to get their own subscription for $15 a month, anyways, right? Or
Hmm.
Kyle and Courtney pay 10. Um, what's her name? Courtney's sisters pay 5, so they don't have to
If
get their own subscription.
if Netflix was smart, they'd make it like something like 10 and 10 each
Or
because if
or
it was
that, yes,
already 15, then 10
it
and
it,
5 would be
it
like
wouldn't be
no
it wouldn't
profits.
right
Yeah.
exactly. So
10
they
and
would
10
make
would
it
be like it's cheaper for you and also it's
cheaper for
cheaper for the
everyone.
people. Yeah, right. That
Right.
if
If
they
you're going
got
to
kicked
share,
off.
it's cheaper for you to continue sharing but start paying than it is for you to get your own account, anyways. I think that's
Exactly.
genius. I think that's genius. And Kyle and Courtney were like, not about it. I'm like, are you guys crazy, dude?
I
That's
mean,
like the
it's
most like
bullshit for the
genius thing ever.
people, but like as a corporation, I think that's smart. Like a smart business plan. It's
Well,
like
I mean,
we
they have to
will.
get paid. They have to get paid somehow, dude. A
Yeah, because the
hundred
thing
million
is,
people.
they could say like we'll ban your account if we find out you're like um account sharing or password sharing, whatever
Well,
you call it. And it's like
that probably wouldn't
unless
be,
you
you
do
know,
like this. Yeah,
right.
but I mean it's their service. They have every right to say that.
I wouldn't say the best thing they could do is ban Kyle and Courtney. I think the best thing they could do is completely, like what Chegg does, completely, unless Chegg bans them, but completely just like block their IP address, Courtney's sister's IP address or
Hmm.
location, whatever, from
Yeah.
viewing the Netflix account.
Right. Hmm.
And like you said, even like 10 and 7 is an increase. Like at least you're getting paid for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean I
So that
agree with
was
them.
that was my thing.
I agree. It would suck if like you were a person password sharing.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're getting a discount.
Yeah,
Both of you are getting a discount. It's like a win-win for both of you. So I would like you'd be like incentivized to share your passwords, so you both get a discount. I
right.
think that is a genius idea, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's genius. Oh my god,
Would they make their own account that like people who were password sharing, like getting the password
nah,
from
nah,
someone?
nah. Just stay with you're already doing it anyways. Just stay with it. You know what I mean? You're already sharing
Right.
the password anyways. Just stay with it and pay your fair share. Just you both pay discounted prices, but at the same, like you said, the discounted prices is more than what they'd be getting anyways.
Right.
I
That'd be
think it's
hard to do,
genius,
like
man.
one account, two payments.
That's also what Kyle said. Kyle said it would be very hard for Netflix to, bill two people at the same time,
Yeah.
but I'm sure they'd find a way to do it. they're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they have people that can figure it out.
If not, they gotta hire Michael Kuang or something like that. Just get
Right.
someone on board.
Shout out Mike.
Shout out Mike.
Netflix if you're hiring.
But yeah, I think that's. Do you agree with me on that idea? Discounted price.
I mean, yeah,
shows?
I think it's smart because it's like,
Genius.
hey, we care about you as a current customer. Like, we're not going to completely dick you down and say, hey, your account's banned. But it's like, also at the same time, we need to get paid for this service that we've put a lot of time and energy in.
A ton of they spent $18 billion on content this past year, dude. Like, that is so much money. So much money.
Yeah.
So much money. I think that's a great idea. I think if Netflix, you are watching this, shout us out. Hire us. Give us a bonus. Do something. Give us some stock. I don't give a fuck.
Whatever you want. It's up to you. One of those.
It's up to you. And so another thing Netflix talked about in their earnings report, they've been very hesitant to do this for a very long time, and it's advertisements. So the CEO said, no. Netflix has no ads. It's just that's another thing that separates them from other streaming companies. Is one, they have no ads. It's purely subscription, no ads, and they put out entire seasons of things at once. Hulu, I don't know if it's with everything. Yeah. Hulu, I don't know if it's with everything, but we were watching The Dropout about Elizabeth Holmes, and we had to wait every Friday to watch it. It pissed me off, dude. It pissed me off. I was like, man, this fucking sucks. I don't know is it every show on Hulu that does that?
I don't know if it's every show, but I know for sure. Like, I just watched, have you heard of that stupid ass show? The one where like the couples. Yeah, it sucks. The couples are like having issues. So they're like, hey, let's go see other people for like a month and then get back together. It's called The Ultimatum. That's what it is. It's like one person in the relationship is like, I'm ready to get married now. And if you're not, then like, let's go on this TV show. And they basically get to do whatever they want with another person for a month.
That sounds cool.
And that's supposed to help the relationship. Yeah, I know. That sounds sick, right? Anyway.
So she's in the other room.
Yeah, right. Sounds terrible. Sounds awful.
That sucks. It's a terrible decision. Get married. Fuck it.
Anyway, yeah, they release it like
the whole thing
week by week. No, they released it week by week, which was really annoying because
it's so frustrating.
Yeah, it sucks.
But it's like a double-edged sword because they release it week by week. It keeps you subscribed longer, right? So with Netflix, say I don't have a Netflix account, but I'm a stan for Stranger Things. I'll sub for a couple days or get my free trial to watch Stranger Things, and then I'll just delete it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a little tricky situation they got on their hands.
I think it's crazy the power in terms of like our generation, the Netflix and chill term, how big they are. I always think about that. It's almost like whenever you shot a basketball, you used to say Kobe.
Kobe, yes sir.
It's like that. It's like, do you want to come over and Netflix and chill? Even if you don't even have Netflix, it's just like that's what you say.
If anything, I've always said this, if anything becomes a verb, like it makes it. You know what I mean? Like Venmo me, Venmo made it. DM me, it's like Instagram, Snap me, it's crazy when that happens. Yeah. So like I said, I think they are gonna roll out a lower priced advertisement option. So if Netflix is $15 a month, I guess they'd cut it in half and then have ads, or even make it free and have ads. Would you do that? I asked Kyle, and he said, absolutely not. And I was like, even if it's free, you wouldn't want ads? And he was like, hell no, dude. I can't stand ads.
Dude, I pay for Hulu and get ads. So fuck yeah, I would do free ads.
You pay for Hulu and they still have ads?
Yeah. The $4.99. So Hulu, like the $4.99
that makes sense.
version.
That's cheap. I didn't know it was that
like
cheap.
That's bundle. Really cheap. Yeah, it's like the bundle where it's like Hulu's $4.99, Disney Plus is like $4.99, and then ESPN is like $4.99 or $3.99, something like that. It's like $14 total.
Okay.
But I guess Hulu, like because it's that cheap, has ads.
Yeah, I don't think
paying more money to not see ads. It's really
right. I don't Yeah, same. I have Hulu. It's not my account. We're password sharing. Shh, don't tell anyone. But the dude has ads, and it's so annoying. And
It
you get
is, yeah.
spoiled. You get spoiled with Netflix because there's no ads. So
I didn't
the
even
thing,
realize that.
yeah, none, zero
Mm.
ads. It's all subscription based, and that's set them apart for so long. But like they
That would
need,
be that would
got to
be
find
smart
ways.
if they did like super restricted content, like not like maybe a fourth of their current catalog in terms of what you can watch, but it's free with ads. And then there's a plan where it's like $4.99 a month where you get access to the whole
To
catalog,
everything.
but with ads. Yeah.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways they can go about it, but I don't know. I don't know. The guy's he's been. I'm trying to find the quote. Um, he said he's never liked ads, but he's becoming a bigger fan of consumer choice. So if consumers are more ad tolerant and want to pay a
Hmm.
cheaper price, then they should be given the right to do so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like Hulu gives you both options. You can pay more for like a ad-free experience, but
Right. Right.
it's not
Right.
that important to some people.
Right. Um. Okay. The
On a
last thing I
side
wanted to.
note,
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
saw a funny tweet about the Netflix thing where Kramer in January said like Netflix buy
I saw it. I
and it's
saw it. It was like
down
all
like
caps. Netflix. Bye.
60%. Yeah, since he tweeted it. I just thought that was
Dude,
funny.
hold up. I have something. I'm using this in my next YouTube video, Logan. Use fucking Jim Cramer is always fucking. He's always
Yeah,
messing
and the
up.
caption
Here
was
it
like,
is.
he's done it again.
Dude, watch
Netflix
this.
buy.
Watch, dude. This one's about Alibaba, and just keep in mind this was when it was $300 a share. Now it's at $80. Watch. Oh, fuck you. God damn it. Hold up. Hold up. All right.
I am pounding the table to buy Alibaba. As I was putting the book down,
Look at the price.
how much Apple Trust was this damn thing? You know what? I think you got a winner there in
That
Alibaba.
fucking button is hilarious where it's just him saying buy whenever he hits it. That's funny.
He said that at $300. Alibaba is $80. So if anyone listened to him at $300, you are poor, dude. You're poor. You have nothing left. The Grizzlies won, by the way. They came back and won.
Wow.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about, I also talked to my family about this with streaming. So is there a way for a streaming company to have any sort of competitive advantage over another?
Content.
So that's the thing. And that's I'm trying to think, is streaming just a business you should stay out of investing wise? Because the only way you can have a competitive advantage is lower prices, but basically everyone's the same price, right? Literally everyone basically has the same exact price for all of
Yeah,
their
for what you get, yeah.
yeah. So the only way to, like you said, the only way to have a competitive advantage is to upgrade the content. But the only way you could upgrade the content is to spend more money. And if everyone's bidding for, content, all the money's gone. That's why Netflix has no like cash. They have no free cash flow. They've been negative their whole life except for like 1 year, and that's because I think they cut like a bunch of spending. But you can't cut spending if you have to spend to keep up with the other streaming services.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
So
It's
one thing I've never understood, and it may be good for the viewers as well, like you kind of walking me through this, but how does a company that has no free cash flow, how do they make money? Like I've
well,
never understood that. If they're spending as much or more than they're making
Well,
every year.
they're profitable with their net income, right? So they're making money with,
Okay.
so it's revenue, and then taxes, interest, expenses, all that shit, and then it's net income. You have money, right? You got
Okay.
money. Now it's what you do with that money, right? So from the net income, that's where you go and do your capital expenditures, your acquisitions, your investments into the business. And then after that, you're either negative and you spent all your money and some, or you have some left over. So
Okay.
Netflix doesn't have they're negative, but they said that they're on their way to becoming positive free cash flow, but they got to grow their revenue to become positive free cash flow. They either got to grow their revenue or cut their spending, and they're not going to cut their spending if they want to still compete with other companies.
Yeah,
So
right.
they got to continue to grow their revenue, and that's why they're coming out
And
with
that's why their
ads.
shares dropped so much, I'm guessing, when they didn't hit those marks for increased subscriptions.
Yes, massive,
Okay.
dude, massive. I don't know why they were valued. Like, who in their right mind was buying Netflix at $700?
People for a while.
Oh my god, man! I mean, it's all those COVID stock. I'm not saying Netflix was, solely a COVID stock because it's been a sick company for a while, but Zoom, I think Zoom hit like 500 some bucks. It's like $90 now. PayPal hit 310. It's like $94.
Yeah, bro.
Netflix 700. It's 218. I mean, I was calling all of these stocks overvalued for so long, and you
For
guys just
like a
laughed
year.
at me for so long, and now it's like, now people are realizing, okay, this growth that happened during the pandemic can't and won't continue.
It's
So
not normal.
what are we paying for? And that's why you're
Yeah.
seeing this. You're
Hmm.
seeing all these, especially these tech stocks, dude. The
Yeah,
tech
one
stocks
thing
are
I
getting
didn't,
hammered.
I mean, yeah, because they were the ones that got shot up the most during COVID.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing I didn't understand was, so the dip, I think it was 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like May of 2020, or
March.
March of 2020,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
Just
sir.
like everything shit its pants. I think the Dow was like down to 16 or something like that. Something crazy. 16,000.
18 got down to 18,
18. Okay.
which would be
And
lovely if
then,
it happened again. So
yeah, right. Tell me
throwing that out
that.
there. Throwing that out
And then
there
it like shot back up like
right
months
away.
later. Yeah. And so I didn't realize that wasn't normal. And I was
No.
like, this is fucking easy. Like just buy it when it's low, like
When it goes
obviously.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad was like, I don't think people understand like this is not normal. Normally it
Mm-mm.
takes like years to decades for a market to recover from something like this.
Dude, we got
And I
spoiled,
think
bro.
yeah,
We got
that
spoiled.
was what I was like leading into, and the fact that some dumbass was buying Netflix at 700. A lot of
Right.
dumbasses
Right.
because they
The
just
whole
didn't know better.
buy
They were
the
like,
dip
it's
thing.
sick. It just goes up. It just doesn't stop.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we got spoiled for sure. And it's a big wake up call when you realize, oh shit, maybe the market won't go up 30% every single year my whole life.
Right.
It's
Maybe
down like
that's not
5%.
normal.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's crazy. And if you're picking, individual stocks, like this just shows you that you have to know your stuff. Like you have to do your research if you're picking individual companies. Because
Mhm.
if you bought Netflix at $700, just whatever, because I want to. Like you said, I think it's going to go up, and you're down 70%. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what I
Just
did.
one stock, that's a shit ton of money. It's like
Yeah.
$400 that you're down.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
it's
money
crazy.
for someone like me.
It's a lot of money for a lot of people, dude. A lot of
Yeah,
people. 70% of it's gone.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, so that's just, whatever goes to show you. And I don't know if Netflix is a, great company. The only competitive advantage I say they have is, their brand, like you said, Netflix and chill. But, how far can a brand take you, right? When the other
Mhm.
competitors are coming out with just as good or even better content, you know what I mean?
My thing, yeah, I agree with you 100%. And my thing as well is how big of a market is there? How many more people can all these streaming platforms like get
Right.
year over year? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the
Right.
growth
How
has to end at some point. I
some
don't know where
at
it
some point
goes.
at some point it has to end. And
Hmm.
and how many subscriptions can these people have before they're like, okay, we gotta like start tightening our budget a little bit. We're spending $50 on Hulu, Netflix, and HBO Max.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know. There might be a bigger opportunity internationally, but I
Hmm.
don't know this for sure. But I'm sure there's companies over there, for example, India or China that do the same thing that Netflix and Hulu are doing.
Do
So
we
then you
not?
gotta compete with
Is
them.
Are those companies not already global?
Well, they are, but there's already. I saw this in India. Netflix is having a very hard time penetrating India because India already
Yeah.
has their own stuff. You know what I mean? They already have their
Yeah.
own stuff,
Yeah,
and
so they have
it's
their own platforms, and Netflix
yeah,
just kind of tried to go in.
right. So, like you said, when are they? When are they mature? When are they? At their like Facebook is at their limit. They have
Yeah, we were
3.6
just talking about this with Facebook.
3.6 billion users across all their platforms. What else are you
Hmm.
gonna do? You got half the world, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can't really
right.
do anything else. You got to find different ways to
Now
make
it's just
money.
keeping those people with different new products, and like
It's
I'd
it's
say they've done a pretty fucking good job of that as well.
right, yeah. For Netflix, it's keeping those people. It's finding new ways to make money, whether that's through ads and password sharing.
Hmm.
And at some point, they're gonna have to get into another avenue. They're trying to do something with video games. I have no clue what they're trying
Uh-huh.
to do, but you know,
Yeah, I mean,
at
I
some
think
point,
Facebook is like your prime example of like footsteps you should follow.
right?
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
started off as Facebook, then we bought Instagram, then we bought X, then we bought Y, and now we're in Meta. And it's like, I
You
don't
know
know how
what?
much more they can grow their user base, but man, they just keep pumping out products that people just want.
Right. Yeah. Facebook's lit, bro. I made a joke. I said Google should buy Netflix after this drop.
I mean,
Imagine YouTube TV paired up with if you get YouTube TV subscription, you get Netflix. It'd be over. It'd be over.
yeah. You know how many
YouTube
times
TV
I've
would
wanted
win.
to get YouTube TV or just the YouTube Premium so that you can like watch videos without your phone open and still play the audio,
I love YouTube,
all
bro.
that stuff. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love YouTube. Google's sick, dude. I'm not gonna. Google's sick, dude. Like
Google
they're
is like,
but like what you said, what we're saying about Netflix, they have to find something else. Think about Google. They started off as a search engine. Now they're doing streaming. They bought
mhm.
YouTube. I mean, they have their own
Same thing.
cloud. They have their own cloud with Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Sheets. They're
They've
such a
probably
great
technically
company.
got more users than Facebook across all their products. Like, who doesn't use Google?
Who
Like, two
doesn't? Yeah,
people.
who doesn't use YouTube?
Right.
YouTube's the new thing, dude. I'm telling you right now, YouTube's gonna be the biggest thing. I mean, it already is huge, but
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say,
think
isn't
I think more and more people are gonna get off like traditional social media and switch over to YouTube. Because think about it, Vine stars when Vine was a thing.
mhm.
They got crazy on Vine and then they went over to YouTube. TikTok stars, they're on TikTok, and then where do they go? They transfer over to YouTube.
And they just like make multiple platforms, you know?
Yeah, and no one will ever be able to compete with YouTube because they already have such a large audience that there would be no
Dude,
reason for a creator to go over to another platform.
it's a fucking like machine. It's actually insane, dude. I love it
Yeah,
because like the technical part of it and like the coding, but it's like a self-made machine.
it's
It's just
insane.
here. Here's these videos we know you're gonna love. Now watch them all day.
Yeah,
And I have
and
no problem doing it.
no, I'm on YouTube more than any other platform, and it's not
Yeah.
even close. It's not even close. This is crazy. They make more money than Netflix, YouTube.
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. I was gonna say I would love to see a comparison of minutes watched. I feel like that'd be the best comparison between the two. Like how many monthly minutes watched does Netflix get versus YouTube?
Yeah,
I feel like YouTube gets way more view time.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I was gonna text my girlfriend. She was like, she was like, she's literally in the other room. She goes, "You said 20 minutes. It's been an hour." Sorry, babe.
Oh,
Gotta go watch Netflix. All right.
yeah, time to Netflix and chill, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, that's the pod, everyone. That's episode 53. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it, man. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. That's it. Go watch some Netflix or
Go,
Hulu, whatever you
go
want.
get some Netflix and chill.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Take it easy.